Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Daily English Talks. I'm Mia, and today we are going to explore one of the most important skills you can ever build: the ability to speak English every single day, even when you don't have a partner to practice with. Many learners believe that speaking fluently is only possible if you have a native speaker around you. But today I will show you that this is not true. You can build your fluency, your confidence, and your speaking rhythm completely on your own. All you need is the right mindset, the right strategies, and of course, consistent practice. Let's start with a very simple truth. Fluency is not only about speaking to another person. Fluency is about training your brain and your mouth to work together. You need to build a natural rhythm with English so that words come to you without stress, without translation, and without hesitation. The good news is you can do this by speaking to yourself, by shadowing conversations, by repeating sentences, and by creating small daily routines where English becomes your second nature. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is describe your morning routine in English. You don't need anyone else in the room. You just look around and talk. You might say, "I'm waking up now. I'm stretching my arms. I'm opening the window. The air feels fresh." Notice how simple this is. You are narrating your life as it happens. And this gives you two benefits. First, you are practicing real sentences you can use in daily life. Second, you are building a habit of thinking in English instead of your native language. Let's practice together right now. I will say a short routine and then leave a pause so that you can repeat after me. Ready? I'm brushing my teeth. Repeat it now. Good. Now try another. I'm drinking a glass of water. Your turn. Perfect. Now let's make it a little longer. I'm checking my phone and reading my messages. Repeat after me slowly. Great job. Do you see what's happening here? By speaking these small sentences out loud, even if no one is listening, you are training your fluency muscle. You are giving your mouth the workout it needs to become flexible with English sounds. Now, some of you may feel shy speaking to yourself. You may think, "This feels strange." But let me tell you, all great speakers practice alone. Actors rehearse their lines in front of mirrors. Musicians practice scales when no one is around. Public speakers go over their speeches again and again. And language learners, just like you, need to do the same. Speaking alone is not strange. It is powerful. It is your secret weapon to fluency. Let's make it even more interesting. Instead of only describing what you are doing, you can also imagine conversations. For example, imagine you are in a coffee shop. You can play both roles. You might say, "Good morning, can I have a cappuccino, please?" Then you answer yourself as the barista. Of course, would you like sugar? And then you reply again. Yes, please, just 1 spoon. Do you see how fun this can be? You are not waiting for someone else to appear. You are creating the world where you practice. Let's try a short exercise together. I'll guide you through a small conversation you can repeat with me. I'll say the customer's lines. You say them after me. Ready? Good morning. Can I get a coffee to go, please? Now repeat. Good. Next. Yes, medium size is perfect, thank you. Repeat after me. Excellent. Now the last one. No, that's all. Thank you very much. Wonderful. If you practice little role plays like this every day, you will start noticing something amazing. When you are actually in a real cafe, these words will come out of your mouth naturally because you have rehearsed them before. Another technique I recommend is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to English audio and speaking at the same time. You don't wait. You try to copy the rhythm, the tone, the pronunciation as closely as possible. It's like singing along with your favorite song, but instead of music, it's English speech. This technique is extremely effective because it trains your ear and your tongue at the same time. It makes you faster, more natural, and more confident. Let's try a micro-shadowing practice together right now. I will say a sentence slowly. You repeat after me immediately. Ready? I really enjoy learning English every day. Repeat it quickly. Good. Next one. Speaking out loud helps me improve my fluency. Your turn. Nice. One more. I don't need a partner to practice English daily. Say it now. Wonderful. By doing this exercise every day for just 5 minutes, you will notice your speed and rhythm improving. Now let's talk about thinking in English. One of the biggest problems for learners is translation. When you think in your native language first and then try to translate into English, you lose speed. You lose confidence, and you often make mistakes. So the goal is to reduce translation and increase direct thinking. But how can you do this without a partner? The answer is simple. Describe the world around you in English, even inside your head. Instead of saying to yourself, "This is a chair," in your own language, just say it in English. This is a chair. Instead of thinking, "I have to cook dinner," in your native language, say to yourself, "I have to cook dinner," in English. Over time, your brain will start choosing English first, and that is the real key to fluency. Let's practice this with a small observation exercise. Look around the room you are in right now. Find 3 objects and say their names in English. For example, this is a lamp, this is a table, this is a notebook. Say your 3 objects now. Excellent. Now, let's make sentences with them. For example, the lamp is on my desk. The table is clean. The notebook is open. Try making 3 sentences with your objects. Wonderful. You have just trained your brain to think directly in English without translation. Another method you can use every day is journaling aloud. Instead of only writing a diary, you can speak your diary. At the end of the day, take 5 minutes and tell yourself what happened. You might say, "Today I went to work. I met my friend at lunch. We talked about our weekend plans. I felt tired in the afternoon, but I finished my tasks." This exercise improves your storytelling skills, your past tense grammar, and your overall fluency. Plus, it builds a daily speaking routine that doesn't depend on anyone else. Let's practice a little storytelling together. I'll start with a short story, and then you repeat it after me. Ready? Yesterday, I went to the park. Say it now. Good. Next, I walked for 1 hour and enjoyed the fresh air. Repeat. Excellent. Next one. I saw children playing football and families having picnics. Your turn. Nice. Last one. I felt happy and relaxed when I came back home. Repeat it. Wonderful. You've just told a mini story in English, and you did it without needing a partner. That is the power of self-practice. Now, I want to remind you of something important. Fluency does not happen in 1 week or 1 month. It is the result of small daily efforts. Every time you speak out loud, even for just a few minutes, you are building your skill. Think of it like exercise. If you go to the gym one day, you won't see results. But if you go every day for 3 months, your body will change. In the same way, if you speak English daily, even for short moments, your fluency will grow naturally. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Before we continue, let's do another practical exercise together. I will give you a situation and you will respond out loud in English. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Ready? Situation 1. You are calling a friend to invite them to dinner. What would you say? Pause and answer out loud now. Excellent. Situation 2. You are in a store and you want to ask for the price of a shirt. What do you say? Say it now. Good. Situation 3. You are at the airport and you need to ask where the gate is. What do you say? Speak it now. Wonderful. These little scenarios are what prepare you for the real world. And the more you practice them alone, the more confident you'll feel when you meet real situations. When you practice speaking English without a partner, it's also important to pay attention to your pronunciation. Many learners worry about having an accent, but let me tell you something. Having an accent is completely normal. Every single person in the world speaks with some kind of accent, even native speakers. What matters is not sounding exactly like someone else, but making sure your words are clear, understandable, and natural. So, instead of being afraid of your accent, Focus on improving your clarity and rhythm. One very useful exercise is reading out loud. Take a short article, a news story, a blog, or even a children's story, and read it slowly, clearly, and confidently. Don't just read in your head, actually say the words with your mouth. This exercise is like a workout for your pronunciation muscles. For example, you might take a sentence like, "The sun is shining and the weather feels warm," and say it 3 times. Each time, focus on saying it a little more smoothly. Try it now with me. The sun is shining and the weather feels warm. Again. The sun is shining and the weather feels warm. One more time. The sun is shining and the weather feels warm. Did you notice how your mouth became more comfortable after each repetition? That's exactly how fluency is built. Another trick you can use is to record your voice. I know this can feel uncomfortable, but it is one of the fastest ways to improve. When you record yourself, you can listen back and notice things you don't usually hear while speaking. Maybe you drop the S at the end of plurals. Maybe you speak too fast. Or maybe you pause too long in the middle of sentences. Once you hear these details, you can correct them. For example, if you record yourself saying, "I like watching movies at night with my friends," and then you realize you missed the S in friends, you can repeat it correctly. This way, you become your own teacher. Let's try a short recording exercise together. Imagine you are introducing yourself. You say, "Hello, my name is Mia. I am learning English every day. I enjoy practicing by myself because it helps me improve." Now, record yourself saying those lines. Then play it back and listen carefully. Do you sound confident? Do you sound clear? If not, say it again. Over time, this habit will make your speaking stronger and your self-awareness sharper. One of the challenges of speaking alone is staying motivated. Without a partner, it can feel boring or repetitive. That's why you need to make practice enjoyable and creative. One fun idea is to pretend you are a YouTuber or a podcaster yourself. Just like me speaking to you right now, you can imagine your own audience. Talk about your day, explain a topic, or share your opinion on something. For example, pretend you are making a podcast about healthy living. You could say, "Today I want to talk about why drinking water is important. Many people forget to stay hydrated, but water helps us stay focused and energetic." See? You just created your own English podcast, even without listeners. And the benefit is that you are practicing speaking naturally and continuously. Let's practice a mini podcast moment together. Repeat after me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my English practice podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about my favorite food. Now continue on your own. Say 2 or 3 sentences about your favorite food. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Wonderful. This kind of exercise makes your brain comfortable with longer, connected speech. It pushes you beyond one-word answers and helps you build fluency in expressing ideas. Another powerful activity is shadowing movies or TV shows. Pick a short clip with subtitles. Listen carefully and repeat every line out loud as closely as you can. Let's take a simple dialogue as an example. Imagine in a movie, one character says, "Hey, how are you doing today?" You pause and repeat, "Hey, how are you doing today?" Then the other character says, "I'm good, thanks, and you?" You copy, "I'm good, thanks, and you?" By shadowing like this, you train your pronunciation, your intonation, and your rhythm. Over time, your English starts to sound more natural, just like in the movies. Let's do a little role-play shadowing now. I'll be character A, you'll repeat after me. Then I'll be character B, and you'll repeat again. Ready? A. Hi, it's nice to see you again. Repeat. Good. B. Yes, it's been a long time. How have you been? Repeat. Excellent. A. I've been busy with work, but I'm happy to be here today. Repeat. Wonderful. That's a short, realistic conversation you can practice alone. And it prepares you for similar real-life situations. Another daily speaking habit you can build is what I call question-answer practice. Basically, you ask yourself questions and then answer them. This makes your speaking more interactive, even if you're alone. For example, ask, "What did I eat for breakfast today?" Then answer, "I ate bread and eggs with a cup of tea." Next, ask, "What are my plans for tomorrow?" Answer, "Tomorrow I'm going to visit my cousin and study English in the evening." These self-conversations create the feeling of dialogue and prepare you for real conversations with others. Let's do a quick round of self-questions right now. I'll ask the question and you answer it out loud. Ready? What time did you wake up today? Answer out loud. Good. Next. What is something you are proud of this week? Say it now. Excellent. Last one. What is one thing you want to improve in your English? Answer with honesty. Wonderful. Did you notice how these questions made you think and speak naturally? That is exactly the point. Your fluency grows when you practice responding quickly without translating too much. Speaking without a partner also gives you the freedom to repeat and refine as much as you want. If you were speaking with a real person, you might feel embarrassed repeating the same sentence 5 times. But when you are alone, you can practice a sentence again and again until it feels natural. Let's try that. Take the sentence, "I'm learning to speak English fluently every day." Say it once. Now say it again, but a little faster. Now one more time, more smoothly. Can you feel the difference? Each repetition makes the sentence more natural. This is the secret benefit of solo practice. You can push yourself without pressure. Another exercise you can do is storytelling with imagination. Even if nothing exciting happened in your day, you can create a story and tell it out loud. For example, you can imagine you went on a trip to Paris. You might say, "Last weekend I traveled to Paris. I visited the Eiffel Tower and walked along the Seine River. I ate delicious croissants and enjoyed French coffee." Of course, it's not true, but the language practice is real, and it helps you practice past tense, description, and narration. You can build little stories every day about trips, adventures, or even imaginary situations. The more you do this, the more confident you'll feel telling real stories in English later. Let's create one together. I'll start with a sentence and you continue it. Ready? Last night I had a dream about traveling to a new country. Now, add 1 or 2 sentences to continue the story. Excellent. Now, I'll continue. In my dream, I met new people and tried different kinds of food. Add your part again. Great. This shared storytelling, even when imagined, trains your creativity and keeps your English practice lively. Now let's focus on rhythm and connected speech. In English, native speakers often connect words together instead of saying them separately. For example, instead of "What are you doing?" they might say, "What you doin'?" Practicing connected speech will make your English sound more natural. To do this, take common phrases and practice them in their fast, natural form. For instance, say, "Gonna go" instead of "going to go," or "wanna eat" instead of "want to eat." This doesn't mean you should forget the correct form, but practicing the natural form helps you understand and join conversations more easily. Let's try it now. I'll say the slow form, then the fast form. You repeat both. I am going to study. Now say it fast. I'm gonna study. Good. Next, do you want to come? Now fast. Do you want to come? Excellent. One more. What are you doing? Now fast. What you doing? Perfect. By practicing these reductions, you train your ear and tongue to follow the real rhythm of spoken English, which is essential for fluency at B2 or C1 level. Remember, the key is not just speaking, but speaking consistently. Try to build small speaking routines throughout your day. In the morning, describe your actions. In the afternoon, shadow a video clip. In the evening, tell a short story or answer questions aloud. These little habits, spread across the day, will make your English practice natural and effective. And the best part is, you don't need to depend on anyone else. You are in control of your own fluency journey. Before we finish this section, let's do one final extended exercise together. I'll give you a situation and you'll respond with at least 3 sentences. Ready? Situation 1. You are at a restaurant ordering dinner. Say 3 sentences to the waiter. Go ahead now. Excellent. Situation 2. You are meeting a new person at a party. Introduce yourself and ask them 2 questions. Speak out loud. Great. Situation 3. You are explaining your favorite hobby to a friend. Talk for 3 sentences. Wonderful. These exercises may feel small, but each one adds up. Every time you speak, you are building the fluency you want. One of the most powerful ways to practice English daily without a partner is to use repetition with variation. Repetition helps your brain feel comfortable with the sounds and patterns, while variation makes sure you don't get bored. For example, you can take a simple sentence and change one small part of it again and again. Let's start with the sentence, I'm going to the store. Now, let's change the activity. I'm going to the park. I'm going to the office. I'm going to the gym. Do you see how one pattern creates many useful sentences? This is how you grow your fluency, by building families of sentences that are easy to use in real life. Let's practice this together right now. I'll give you a sentence pattern and you'll repeat it with me, then make your own versions. Ready? I'm reading a book. Now change it. I'm reading a newspaper. I'm reading a message. Good. Now you try with a new object. Excellent. Let's try another one. I'm watching a movie. Change it. I'm watching the news. I'm watching a football match. Great. Now make your own variation. Perfect. This simple drill builds fluency because your brain starts recognizing sentence structures instead of memorizing only single sentences. Another activity you can do every day is called description practice. Pick any object around you and describe it in English. Let's say you choose a cup on your desk. You can say, this cup is blue. It's made of ceramic. I use it every morning for coffee. Then add more details. It has a small handle. There's a little crack on the side. I got this cup as a gift from my friend. Can you see how much English comes from one simple object? By describing small things around you, you practice vocabulary, grammar, and fluency, all at the same time. Let's do a quick description drill together. Look around you and find one object right now. Maybe it's a chair, a pen, or a phone. Say 3 simple sentences about it out loud. For example, this is my phone. It is black. I use it to call my family. Now add more. I also use it for studying English. I charge it every night. I keep it in my pocket during the day. Excellent. This exercise is one of the easiest ways to practice daily because you always have objects around you. You can also practice fluency by describing pictures. If you see a picture in a book, a website, or even a random image online, pause and speak about it in English. For example, imagine a picture of a busy street in New York. You can say, There are many people walking. I can see yellow taxis. The buildings are tall. Some people are carrying shopping bags. The weather looks sunny. This type of description prepares you for real-life conversations when someone asks you to describe a place, a scene, or even your memories. Let's try a picture description exercise together. Imagine you are looking at a beach. There are people swimming, children playing in the sand, and umbrellas on the shore. Say, "The water looks blue, the sand is white. Families are relaxing under umbrellas. Some people are swimming in the ocean. The sky is clear and sunny." Now add your own 2 sentences to complete the description. Great! By doing this daily, you expand your vocabulary naturally without needing a partner. Now, let's talk about storytelling in more detail. Storytelling is one of the most important skills at the B2 and C1 level. It allows you to explain experiences, share ideas, and connect with people. And the best part is, you can practice storytelling alone every single day. You can retell your day, retell a movie you watched, or even retell a news story you read. For example, if you watched a movie last night, you can summarize it aloud. Yesterday, I watched a movie about a family traveling to another country. They faced many challenges, but in the end, they learned the importance of staying together. By retelling stories, you practice organizing your thoughts and speaking smoothly for longer periods of time. Let's do a short storytelling exercise together. I'll start a short story and you will repeat and continue it. Last weekend, I visited my cousin. Repeat it now. Good. We went to a new restaurant together. Repeat. Excellent. The food was delicious and we laughed a lot during dinner. Your turn. Nice. Now continue with 1 or 2 of your own sentences. Maybe about what happened after dinner. Did you go home? Did you watch something? Did you talk about plans? This is how you practice creating stories naturally without a partner. Another method you can use daily is the 5-minute speaking challenge. Set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and choose a topic. Then speak about it non-stop until the timer finishes. It doesn't matter if you repeat yourself or make mistakes. The goal is to keep talking and push yourself to stay in English. For example, if the topic is my favorite hobby, you might say, "My favorite hobby is painting. I started painting when I was young. I like using bright colors. Painting makes me feel relaxed. Sometimes I give my paintings as gifts to my friends. I want to improve my skills and maybe take a class in the future." 5 minutes of this kind of practice every day will transform your fluency in just a few weeks. Let's try a mini version together. I'll give you a topic, and you'll speak for 1 minute out loud right now. Ready? Topic: my favorite place in my city. Start speaking now. Describe where it is, what it looks like, what you do there, and why you like it. Keep going until you finish your thought. Wonderful. Did you notice how your brain worked hard to find words? That is the exact workout you need for fluency. Listening and repeating is another solo practice tool that works like magic. Choose a song, a podcast, or a speech in English. Listen to one sentence, pause, and repeat it exactly. This builds not only pronunciation, but also intonation, the melody of English. Let's try it now with some sentences. Repeat after me. It's a beautiful day today. Good. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. Nice. I really enjoy practicing English like this. Excellent. If you repeat lines like these daily, you'll start noticing your English sounds more natural and expressive. It's also very useful to practice questions. Many learners are good at answering questions, but not as comfortable asking them. And questions are the heart of real conversations. So practice asking yourself questions every day. For example, what do I want to eat today? Where should I go next weekend? Who is my best friend and why? By practicing both asking and answering, you prepare for both sides of real conversations. Let's try a quick QA drill now. Ask yourself, what's the best book I have read recently? Now answer it. Good. Next, what 교과서안 untry would I like to visit in the future? Answer out loud. Excellent. Last one. What is something new I learned this week? Answer now. Wonderful. Practicing like this makes your English more interactive, even without another person present. Another fun solo activity is debating with yourself. Choose a topic and argue both sides of it. For example, the topic might be, is it better to study English in the morning or at night? First, argue. Studying in the morning is better because I have more energy and focus. Then argue the opposite. Studying at night is better because the day is finished and I can relax. This back and forth exercise builds critical thinking in English and helps you become more comfortable expressing different opinions. Let's do a small debate exercise now. The topic, should people read paper books or digital books? Start with one side. Paper books are better because they feel real and don't need batteries. Now the other side, digital books are better because they are lighter and easier to carry. Can you see how this practice helps you build flexibility with language? This is exactly the skill you need at B2 and C1 levels. Don't forget, one of the simplest and most effective solo practices is narrating your day as it happens. For example, while cooking dinner, say, I'm cutting the vegetables, I'm turning on the stove, I'm adding salt and pepper, I'm mixing the ingredients. You can do the same while walking. I'm walking down the street. I'm crossing the road. I see children playing. I hear cars passing by. This live narration keeps your brain in English mode throughout the day. And over time, you'll notice you don't need to translate anymore. English will come naturally. Let's practice a live narration together right now. Imagine you are making tea. Say, I'm boiling water. I'm putting tea leaves in a cup. I'm pouring hot water into the cup. I'm waiting for the tea to get ready. I'm drinking the tea slowly. Now, imagine another daily task and narrate it out loud. Excellent. The more you practice like this, the more fluent and automatic your English becomes. Another effective way to practice speaking alone is to use dialogues from your imagination and expand them step by step. You don't need a partner. You only need your creativity. For example, imagine you are at a supermarket. Start with a simple line. Excuse me. Where is the bread section? Then imagine the worker replies, It's on the left, near the milk. Now you continue. Thank you. And where can I find eggs? The worker answers again. They are just down the aisle on the right. Then you close with, Great. Thank you so much. With just a little imagination, you've created a short but realistic dialogue. And the more you practice these scenes, the more natural they will feel in real life. Let's practice a supermarket role play together. Repeat after me. Excuse me, do you have fresh apples today? Now imagine the worker replies and you answer again, Yes, I'd like to buy 2 kilos, please. Continue. Also, can you tell me where the rice is? Finish with, Perfect. Thank you very much for your help. Excellent. This small practice builds fluency, vocabulary, and confidence, even without a partner. You can also use questions about yourself as daily conversation practice. Think of the types of questions people often ask when they meet you. For example, where are you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies? How long have you been learning English? By answering these questions out loud every day, you will always be ready when someone actually asks them. Let's try now. I'll ask and you answer out loud. Where are you from? Say it now. Good. What do you do for work or study? Answer it now. Nice. What is your favorite thing to do on weekends? Speak it out. Wonderful. The more often you rehearse these answers, the smoother they will come out naturally in real life. Another solo practice that really works is giving explanations. Fluency is not just about short answers. It's also about explaining ideas clearly. For example, imagine someone asks you, Why are you learning English? Instead of answering only, Because I need it. Practice explaining more. You can say, I'm learning English because it's an international language. I want to travel and communicate with people from different countries. I also need it for my work. This type of extended explanation shows higher fluency. So practice giving reasons and examples every time you answer a question. Let's try a practice explanation now. I'll give you a question, and you answer with at least 3 sentences. Question. Why do you enjoy your favorite hobby? Answer out loud now. Excellent. Another one. Why do you think English is important today? Answer now with reasons and examples. Wonderful. Practicing explanations like this pushes you to think more deeply in English, which is exactly what you need at the B2 and C1 levels. Another important part of fluency practice is speaking with emotion and intonation. English is not just about words, it's also about how you say them. Imagine you are happy. Say, "I'm so excited to be here today." Now imagine you are surprised. Say, "Really? I can't believe it." Now imagine you are tired. Say, "I had such a long day. I just want to rest." By practicing emotions in your speech, you make your English more alive and natural, and you train yourself to communicate feelings, not just words. Let's do a short emotional speaking exercise together. Repeat after me with feeling. That's amazing news. Say it with excitement. Good. Now say, "Oh no, I forgot my keys." Say it with frustration. Great. Now, "I'm so proud of myself today." Say it with happiness. Wonderful. Practicing intonation like this helps you sound less robotic and more like a natural speaker. Another strategy you can use is topic practice. Choose one topic per day and speak about it for a few minutes. For example, Monday could be food, Tuesday could be travel, Wednesday could be work, Thursday could be hobbies, Friday could be friends, Saturday could be dreams, and Sunday could be review. This way, every day you focus on building vocabulary and fluency around one area. After a few weeks, you'll notice that you can speak about many topics comfortably, even without preparation. Let's try a topic practice right now. Today's topic: travel. Speak about a place you would love to visit. Say where it is, why you want to go, and what you would do there. Speak for at least 3 sentences out loud. Good. This is how topic practice works. Very simple, very effective. And it makes sure your daily practice never feels repetitive. Shadowing can also be done creatively with podcasts, movies, or even your own voice. For example, you can listen to this very video again later and shadow my voice. Repeat what I say as quickly and accurately as you can. This will improve your listening, pronunciation, and rhythm all at once. Try it for even 5 minutes a day, and you will notice progress within weeks. Don't be afraid if you can't keep up in the beginning. The goal is improvement, not perfection. Let's try a short shadowing drill right now. I'll say a sentence naturally, and you repeat after me immediately. I believe that practicing every day is the key to fluency. Repeat quickly. Good. Speaking out loud builds confidence and speed. Repeat now. Excellent. I don't need a partner because I can practice on my own. Say it with me. Wonderful. Keep practicing like this and you'll hear yourself improving. Another helpful solo practice is describing processes. This means explaining step by step how something is done. For example, you can describe how to make tea, how to use a phone, or how to cook rice. Let's practice with making tea. First, I boil water. Then, I put the tea leaves in a cup. After that, I pour the hot water. I wait for a few minutes. Finally, I drink the tea. Describing processes like this not only builds fluency, but also prepares you for situations where you need to give instructions in English. Let's do a new one together. Describe how to cook pasta. Say, first, I boil water in a pot. Then I add the pasta. I cook it for 10 minutes. After that, I drain the water. Finally, I serve the pasta with sauce. Excellent. Now choose another process from your daily life and explain it out loud. Great. This type of exercise strengthens your ability to organize thoughts clearly in English. A very powerful daily activity is self-reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what did I do today? What did I learn? What can I do better tomorrow? Then answer out loud in English. For example, today I studied English for 1 hour. I learned some new vocabulary. Tomorrow I will practice speaking for longer. This reflection not only improves fluency, but also builds your confidence because you can hear your own progress every day. Let's do a reflection together now. Think back to yesterday. Say, yesterday I, and describe 3 things you did. Now say, one thing I learned yesterday was, and finally say, tomorrow I will. Excellent. This small habit, repeated daily, will help you measure your growth and stay motivated. Now, let's focus on connecting ideas. At higher levels of English, fluency means being able to connect sentences smoothly. You can do this by using linking words such as because, so, and, but, although, and however. For example, instead of saying, I like reading, I read every night, you can connect them. I like reading, so I read every night. Another example, I wanted to go out, it was raining. Connect them. I wanted to go out, but it was raining. This small difference makes your English sound more natural and advanced. Let's practice connecting ideas now. Say the simple sentences first, then connect them. I was tired. I finished my work. Now connect. I was tired, but I finished my work. Good. Another one. I studied hard. I passed the exam. Now connect. I studied hard, so I passed the exam. Excellent. One more. I like pizza. I don't like burgers. Now connect. I like pizza, but I don't like burgers. Wonderful. Practicing linking words like this improves the flow of your English and makes your speaking sound more advanced. Finally, remember that fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking consistently and confidently. Mistakes will happen, but mistakes are part of learning. Every time you speak out loud, you are moving closer to your goal. Whether you are narrating your day, shadowing a video, telling a story, asking yourself questions, or explaining a process, all of these exercises work together to build your fluency step by step. You don't need a partner. You don't need to wait. You already have the tools within you. And the more you use them, the faster your fluency will grow. When you practice English alone, it's helpful to create small speaking rituals. A ritual is something you do regularly at the same time every day, so it becomes a habit. For example, you can make it a morning ritual to describe your plans for the day in English. You might say, "Today I'm going to the market. I need to buy vegetables. In the afternoon, I'll finish my homework. In the evening, I plan to watch a movie." By saying these things every morning, you prepare your brain to think in English all day long. A ritual like this removes hesitation and creates confidence. Let's do a quick morning ritual exercise together. Repeat after me. Today is a new day. I feel ready to practice English. I will use English in my thoughts and my speech. Now say your own 3 sentences about what you plan to do today. Wonderful. This small daily moment can become a powerful tool for building fluency without a partner. Another type of ritual you can create is evening reflection. At night, before you sleep, you can summarize your day out loud in English. This helps you practice past tense and storytelling. For example, you might say, "Today I woke up early. I had a meeting with my boss. I studied English for 30 minutes. In the evening, I cooked dinner and talked to my family." This kind of daily review improves your grammar naturally because you practice using the past tense again and again. Let's practice an evening reflection right now. Repeat after me. Today I learned something new. I practice speaking English by myself. I feel proud of my progress. Now add your own 3 sentences about what you did today. Excellent. Do you see how simple but effective this is? Even a few minutes of speaking before bed strengthens your English memory. When you practice without a partner, imagination is your best friend. You can put yourself into any situation and practice what you would say. For example, imagine you are at the airport checking in for a flight. You could say, "Hello, I'd like to check in for my flight to London." Then imagine the worker replies, and you continue. "Yes, here is my passport. Thank you." Or imagine you are at the doctor's office. You could say, "Good morning, I'm not feeling well. I have a headache and a sore throat." By practicing these role plays, you prepare yourself for the real situations. And when they happen, you won't feel nervous because you've already practiced them in English alone. Let's do a role play together right now. Imagine you are at a hotel. Repeat after me. "Hello, I'd like to check into my room." Good. "Yes, I have a reservation under the name Smith." Excellent. Could you tell me what time breakfast is served? Wonderful. This is how you practice fluency for travel situations, even if you're not traveling today. Your imagination gives you unlimited opportunities to practice. Another method is practicing what-if scenarios. Ask yourself, what if this happened? What would I say? For example, what if my phone stopped working and I had to explain it in English? You might say, "Excuse me, my phone isn't working. Could you help me fix it?" Or, "What if I got lost in a new city?" You could say, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" These scenarios train your mind to react quickly in English. And this quick reaction is exactly what fluency means. Let's try a what-if practice now. What if you lost your wallet in a cafe? What would you say? Answer out loud now. Good. Another one. What if you wanted to order food but the waiter didn't understand you? What would you say? Excellent. One more. What if you had to introduce yourself to a group of strangers? Speak it now. Wonderful. These small exercises prepare you for the unexpected, and they make you feel more confident in any situation. Fluency is also about connecting with emotions and opinions. Practicing opinions daily makes you sound more advanced, because you can explain what you think and why. For example, you can say, "In my opinion, learning English online is very effective because I can study at my own pace." Or, "I think traveling is the best way to improve English because it forces you to use the language in real situations." Practice giving reasons like this every day, and you will become a more confident speaker. Let's practice expressing opinions now. I'll give you a topic and you answer with "I think" or "in my opinion." Topic 1. Is it better to live in a big city or a small town? Say your opinion now. Great. Topic 2. Is it better to study English in the morning or at night? Answer it now. Excellent. Topic 3. Is reading books more useful than watching movies? Give your opinion. Wonderful. Practicing like this every day builds fluency because it teaches you to express thoughts, not just facts. Another powerful exercise is speed speaking. Choose a simple topic and try to speak as quickly as you can for 30 seconds without stopping. The goal is not perfection, but speed and flow. For example, if the topic is my favorite food, you could say, "My favorite food is pizza. I like pizza because it has cheese, tomato, and many toppings. I usually eat it on weekends with my friends. Sometimes I cook it at home, but usually I order it. I never get bored of pizza because there are many flavors." Do you see how the flow continues without stopping? This trains your fluency muscle to keep going. Let's try a short speed speaking challenge now. Topic: My daily routine. Speak non-stop for 30 seconds. Say what time you wake up, what you eat, what you do, and how you spend your evening. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep speaking. Great. This practice teaches you that fluency is about flow, not perfection. It's also very useful to practice speaking in different tenses. This way, you train your ability to talk about the past, present, and future smoothly. For example, you can say, "Yesterday I studied English for 2 hours." Then switch to the present. "Today I am practicing speaking." Then the future. "Tomorrow I will learn new vocabulary." By switching tenses like this, you prepare yourself for real conversations where you need to move between time frames quickly. Let's practice tense switching now. Repeat after me. Yesterday I cooked dinner. Now say, "Today I am eating leftovers." And then, "Tomorrow I will order food from a restaurant." Good. Another one. Yesterday I visited my grandmother. Today I am calling her. Tomorrow I will see her again. Excellent. Practicing tense switching like this makes your speech more flexible and fluent. Another daily technique is paraphrasing. This means saying the same idea in different words. For example, instead of saying only, "I'm tired," you can also say, "I feel exhausted," or "I don't have any energy," or "I need to rest for a while." Paraphrasing helps you avoid silence when you can't remember one word. And it also makes your English sound more advanced. You can practice paraphrasing by choosing one sentence and trying to say it 3 different ways. Let's try a paraphrasing drill together. Original sentence: "I like learning English." Now say, "I enjoy studying English." Next, "I love practicing English every day." Another, "English learning is fun for me." Excellent. One more. "I'm interested in improving my English skills." Wonderful. This type of exercise gives you flexibility in conversation, so you always have something to say. Finally, remember that speaking without a partner is not lonely. It's empowering, because it means you don't have to wait for anyone. You can practice anytime, anywhere, and as much as you want. You are free to repeat sentences 10 times, to shadow dialogues, to create imaginary situations, to reflect on your day, and to build your own fluency journey. Every time you open your mouth and speak English out loud, you are building the future version of yourself. The fluent, confident English speaker who can express ideas clearly and naturally. Don't wait for a partner. Start speaking now, and every word will take you one step closer to fluency. Another useful way to practice speaking English without a partner is to focus on storytelling from your memories. Memories are powerful because they are personal, and when you talk about them in English, the emotions help you remember words more easily. For example, you might say, "When I was a child, I used to play football with my friends every evening." Or, "I remember my first day at school. I was nervous, but I met my best friend that day." When you tell personal stories, you connect language to feelings, and this makes your fluency stronger. Let's try a memory practice right now. Think of your favorite holiday. Describe it out loud with 3 or 4 sentences. For example, last year I went to the mountains. The air was fresh and the view was beautiful. I stayed in a small cabin and enjoyed quiet walks every day. Now you try with your own memory. Excellent. Storytelling like this is a daily habit you can build without needing a partner, and it improves your ability to speak longer and more naturally. Another great practice is describing future dreams. Fluency is not only about the past and present, it's also about being able to talk about what you want, hope, or plan to do. For example, in the future, I want to travel to Japan. I would like to see the cherry blossoms and try sushi. Or, someday, I hope to buy a house near the beach. I imagine waking up every morning to the sound of the ocean. When you speak about your dreams, you practice using the future tense, conditional sentences, and descriptive language, all important for advanced fluency. Let's do a dream practice exercise together. Repeat after me. One day, I want to, and finish the sentence with your dream. Good. Now say, in the future, I will, and add something you plan to do. Excellent. Now say, if I could, I would, and imagine something big. Wonderful. Speaking about the future keeps your English active and inspires you at the same time. One of the most powerful but simple exercises is answering journal questions out loud. Many people write journals in English, but you can speak them too. For example, instead of writing, "Today I felt happy because I finished my project," say it out loud. Today I felt happy because I finished my project. You can even ask yourself deeper questions like, what made me smile today? Or, what is one thing I want to improve about myself? Answering these questions aloud helps you develop more natural fluency, and it also connects English to your real thoughts and feelings. Let's practice with 3 journal questions right now. Question 1. What was the best part of your day today? Answer it out loud now. Great. Question 2. What is something new you learned recently? Speak it now. Excellent. Question 3. What are you grateful for today? Answer now with 1 or 2 sentences. Wonderful. This type of self-journaling is a daily practice that not only builds fluency, but also gives you positivity and reflection. Another technique you can try is describing your surroundings as if you are giving a tour. Pretend you are walking with a visitor and explaining everything in English. For example, in your room, you might say, "This is my desk. I use it to study every day. On the left, you can see my bookshelf. On the right, there is a lamp that I use at night." You can do this anywhere, in your kitchen, in your living room, or even outside on the street. This habit helps you expand vocabulary related to places and objects around you. Let's try a quick tour practice together. Imagine you are giving me a tour of your kitchen. Say, "This is the fridge. I keep vegetables inside. On the table, there are some fruits. Next to the sink, I have a few plates." Now add your own 2 or 3 sentences about your kitchen. Excellent. You can repeat this tour-style practice in every room of your house. And soon you'll feel comfortable describing almost any space in English. A very important part of fluency is practicing transitions. The little words and phrases that move your speech from one idea to another. Without transitions, speech sounds broken. With transitions, it flows smoothly. For example, you can use "first of all," "on the other hand," "in addition," "finally," or "for example." These small phrases make your English sound more professional and connected, especially at the B2 and C1 levels. Let's practice transitions now. Repeat after me. First of all, I want to talk about my favorite hobby. Good. In addition, I enjoy spending time with my friends. Excellent. On the other hand, I sometimes prefer to be alone. Wonderful. Finally, I think balance is important in life. Great. By practicing transitions, you will make your English sound smoother and more advanced. Another daily exercise you can use is called expand the sentence. Take a very short sentence and add details to make it longer. For example, start with, "I went to the park." Now expand. "I went to the park yesterday." Then, "I went to the park yesterday with my friend." Then, "I went to the park yesterday with my friend and we walked for 2 hours." Do you see how one short sentence became a long, fluent one? This is how you practice. Building longer answers in real conversations. Let's try it now. Start with, "I ate breakfast." Expand it. "I ate breakfast this morning." Expand again. "I ate breakfast this morning with my sister." Expand one more. "I ate breakfast this morning with my sister and we talked about our plans for the day." Excellent. Now choose your own short sentence and expand it step by step. Great. This exercise helps you avoid short answers and makes your English richer and more fluent. Another fun way to practice alone is to teach something out loud in English. Teaching forces you to explain clearly, and explaining improves fluency. For example, you can teach how to make your favorite recipe. You might say, "Today I will teach you how to make scrambled eggs." First, you crack the eggs into a bowl. Then you mix them with a fork. After that, you heat a pan and add butter. Finally, you cook the eggs until they are soft. When you teach, you are not only practicing fluency, but also building confidence in expressing ideas. Let's do a teaching practice together. Imagine you are teaching me how to brush teeth. Say, "First, take your toothbrush and put toothpaste on it. Then, brush your teeth for 2 minutes. After that, rinse your mouth with water. Finally, put your toothbrush back. Excellent. Now, choose something else you can teach. Maybe how to make tea or how to wash clothes. And explain it out loud in English. Great. This exercise will train you to speak with structure and clarity. Another way to keep your daily practice interesting is to play with storytelling in different styles. For example, tell a funny version, then tell a serious version. Imagine you are telling your friend about a funny mistake you made. You could say, "Yesterday I tried to cook pasta, but I forgot to add water to the pot. The pasta burned and the kitchen smelled terrible." Then practice telling the same story in a more serious style. "Yesterday, I made a mistake while cooking pasta. I forgot to add water, so the food was ruined." By changing the tone, you practice flexibility and learn to adapt your English to different situations. Let's try a style switching exercise. I'll give you a short story and you repeat it in 2 ways. Funny version. I was running late for work, and when I put on my shoes, I realized they were 2 different colors. Everyone laughed at me. Now, serious version. I was late for work and I wore 2 different shoes by mistake. It was a little embarrassing. Excellent. Playing with styles like this makes your English more colorful and expressive. Don't forget the power of practicing small talk. Small talk is what keeps conversations alive, and it's something you can practice alone. For example, say, "It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" Or, "How was your weekend?" Or, "I really like this cafe. Do you come here often?" These small questions are simple, but they are essential in building connections. Practice them daily, and they will feel natural when you meet someone in real life. Let's try a short small talk drill now. Repeat after me. The weather is really nice today. Good. Did you see the game last night? Excellent. I like your bag. Where did you get it? Wonderful. Practicing small talk makes you ready for everyday social situations, which is a huge part of fluency. Finally, remember that practicing alone is about creating opportunities, not waiting for them. Every room you enter, every object you touch, every memory you recall, every dream you imagine, all of these can become English practice. You don't need a partner to ask you questions. You can ask yourself. You don't need a teacher to give you sentences. You can create them. And you don't need to wait for perfect conditions. Fluency is built in small daily moments of speaking out loud. If you keep practicing with these techniques, memories, dreams, journaling, describing, transitions, expansions, teaching, small talk, you will discover that your fluency grows naturally, day by day. One of the best ways to keep your speaking practice strong without a partner is to create imaginary conversations with people from your daily life. You can practice with the image of your best friend, your teacher, a shop assistant, or even a celebrity you admire. Imagine asking them questions and then answer as if they are replying to you. For example, pretend you are talking to a friend about a movie. You might say, Hey, have you watched the new film? Then imagine your friend answers, Yes, I watched it last night. Then you reply, What did you think about it? And so on. By building both sides of the dialogue, you're training your brain to follow the rhythm of real conversation, even when you're alone. Let's do a short practice right now. Pretend you are meeting a new person at a party. Repeat after me. Hi, my name is Mia. What's your name? Good. Now imagine they answer and you continue. It's nice to meet you. What do you do? Excellent. Then imagine they ask you back and you answer, I'm studying English and I practice every day. Wonderful. This type of solo practice prepares you for real-life moments when you meet new people because you've already rehearsed the interaction. Another useful habit is practicing opinions on everyday topics. At advanced levels of English, people expect you to share your thoughts, not just facts. So practice phrases like, in my opinion, I believe that. Personally, I think. For example, you can say, in my opinion, learning English every day is more effective than studying once a week. Or, personal. I think technology has made learning easier because we have access to so many resources online. By practicing opinions, you will be ready to participate in deeper conversations, not just simple exchanges. Let's practice this now. I'll give you 3 topics, and you share your opinion out loud with at least 2 sentences each. Topic 1. Is online learning better than traditional classroom learning? Speak your opinion now. Good. Topic 2. Should people read books or watch movies to improve English? Answer out loud. Excellent. Topic 3. Is it better to live in the city or in the countryside? Say your opinion now. Wonderful. Practicing this way every day will make you confident in expressing yourself clearly and naturally. Another very powerful method is retelling. Retelling means taking something you listened to or read and saying it again in your own words. For example, if you listen to a podcast, pause after 1 minute and explain what you just heard. Or if you read a news article, summarize it out loud in English. This technique forces you to process the information and produce it again in English, which is one of the strongest ways to develop fluency and memory. Let's try a short retelling practice together. I'll give you a small story and then you retell it out loud in your own words. Here's the story. Yesterday, John went to the market to buy some vegetables. He forgot his wallet at home, so he couldn't pay. Luckily, his friend was there and helped him. Now, retell that story in English in your own way. Excellent. Do you see how retelling pushes you to think actively? You're not just repeating, you're recreating. And that is advanced fluency practice. Another solo practice tool is describing experiences in detail. Don't just say, I went shopping. Add more. I went shopping yesterday at the mall. I bought a new pair of shoes. The shop assistant was very friendly and I got a discount. By adding details, you practice using more vocabulary and creating longer sentences. The more details you give, the more natural your English becomes. Let's practice now. Choose a recent activity like cooking dinner, visiting a friend, or watching TV. Now describe it in at least 3 sentences. Add details about when, where, who, and how you felt. Speak it out loud. Excellent. This type of description exercise is something you can do every single day, and it builds your ability to keep a conversation alive in English. Another important skill to practice is giving reasons. Many learners stop at one-sentence answers, but advanced speakers explain why. For example, if someone asks, "What's your favorite sport?" instead of saying only football, you can say, "My favorite sport is football because I enjoy teamwork and it helps me stay healthy." Adding because or so makes your answers longer and more natural. Let's practice this now. I'll ask you some questions and you answer with a reason. Question 1. What's your favorite drink? Answer out loud with a reason. Good. Question 2. What's your favorite subject to study? Answer now with a reason. Excellent. Question 3. What's your favorite season of the year? Give an answer with a reason. Wonderful. With this small change, you transform your English into natural conversation. Practicing debates with yourself is another way to grow fluency. Pick a topic and argue both sides. For example, topic: should students use phones in class? First side: yes, they should use phones in class because they can find information quickly. Now the opposite: no, they shouldn't use phones in class because they get distracted easily. By switching sides, you train flexibility and learn to speak from different perspectives, which is an advanced skill. Let's try a quick debate practice. Topic: is online shopping better than going to the store? First side: online shopping is better because it saves time and offers more options. Now, opposite side: going to the store is better because you can see and touch the products before buying. Excellent. Practicing both sides like this every day will help you develop strong fluency and confidence in expressing opinions. Another excellent practice is predicting. Look at something happening around you and predict what will happen next. For example, the sky is cloudy, so I think it will rain later. Or, my friend is studying very hard, so I believe she will pass the exam. Predictions train your future tense and make your English sound natural in conversations. Let's try it now. Look outside and make one prediction about the weather. Good. Now think about tomorrow and predict what you will do. Excellent. Now predict something about your English learning in the future. Wonderful. Practicing predictions like this makes your English flexible and spontaneous. Also, practice comparing things. Comparisons help you speak more fluently about choices and differences. For example, tea is healthier than soda, or my city is smaller than the capital, but it's more peaceful. You can even use superlatives. This is the best book I've ever read. Let's try a comparison drill together. Repeat after me. English is more useful than many other languages. Good. This phone is cheaper than the one I used before. Excellent. Summer is the hottest season of the year. Wonderful. Practicing comparisons daily builds strong grammar and fluency in a natural way. Finally, remember to keep your speaking practice enjoyable. You don't need to pressure yourself. You can practice through games, imagination, storytelling, predictions, and self-reflection. The key is to do it daily, even for short periods. 5 or 10 minutes of speaking out loud every day is much more powerful than one long session once a week. Think of it like watering a plant. A little water every day makes the plant grow strong. In the same way, a little English speaking every day makes your fluency strong and natural. So don't wait for a partner. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start speaking right now and enjoy the journey toward confidence. When you practice English alone, one of the best techniques is to build mini speeches. A mini speech is when you take a topic and speak about it for 1 or 2 minutes continuously. This exercise helps you practice organizing your thoughts, speaking in full sentences, and keeping the flow going without long pauses. For example, your topic could be, my favorite season. You might say, my favorite season is spring because the weather is pleasant. I enjoy walking outside when the flowers are blooming. Spring also makes me feel motivated and fresh. That was a short, simple mini speech, but it trained your fluency in an effective way. Let's try one together now. The topic is my favorite food. Speak for 1 minute, saying at least 3 or 4 sentences. For example, my favorite food is pasta because it's easy to cook. I enjoy eating it with tomato sauce and cheese. Sometimes I make it at home, but sometimes I eat it at restaurants. I never get tired of pasta because it's delicious. Now continue with your own sentences. Excellent. If you make mini speeches like this every day, you will feel more confident speaking for longer in English. Another helpful solo practice is imagining interviews with yourself. Pretend that someone is asking you questions like in a job interview or a casual podcast interview, and you answer out loud. For example, the interviewer might ask, "Can you tell me about yourself?" And you answer, "Sure, my name is Mia. I'm learning English every day and I enjoy practicing by speaking out loud." Or the interviewer might ask, "What are your strengths?" And you can say, I think my strength is that I am very consistent. I practice daily and I don't give up easily. Interviews like this are great because they prepare you for real-life professional or academic conversations. Let's try a short self-interview practice. Question 1. Why are you learning English? Answer now in at least 3 sentences. Good. Question 2. What is your biggest challenge when practicing alone? Answer out loud. Excellent. Question 3. What advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their English? Answer with confidence. Wonderful. This kind of practice will make you sound natural and prepared when you face real interviews or conversations. Another very effective practice is to use role plays for professional or daily life situations. For example, if you are preparing for a meeting, pretend you are introducing yourself at work. Good morning, my name is Mia. I'm happy to join this meeting today. I would like to share my ideas about the project. Or, if you want to practice shopping vocabulary, imagine you are in a clothing store. Excuse me, do you have this shirt in a larger size? Role plays like this make you ready for many everyday situations, even if you're practicing alone. Let's do a quick role play together now. Imagine you're at a restaurant. Repeat after me. Hello, can I see the menu, please? Good. Yes, I'd like the chicken with rice, please. Excellent. Could I also have a glass of water? Wonderful. Thank you very much. Great. Practicing short role plays like this will make you confident in real restaurants, shops, hotels, or offices, because you'll already know what to say. Another technique that works really well is the 5 senses description. Choose a place or an object and describe it using your senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. For example, if you are describing a park, you might say, I see green trees and children playing. I hear birds singing and people talking. I smell fresh flowers and grass. I feel the cool breeze on my face. This technique is excellent for expanding vocabulary and making your English more descriptive and expressive. Let's practice together. Imagine you are at the beach. Say, I see the blue ocean and people swimming. I hear the sound of waves and children laughing. I smell the salty air and sunscreen. I feel the warm sand under my feet. Excellent. Now choose another place. Maybe a cafe, a library, or your own room, and describe it with your senses. Wonderful. This exercise will make your English sound richer and more natural. Another great daily practice is to compare your real day with your ideal day. For example, you can say, Today I woke up at 7 a.m. and went to work. My ideal day would be waking up later, having a big breakfast, and going for a walk in the park. This not only helps you practice different tenses, but also helps you think creatively in English. It's a fun way to train fluency while connecting with your personal goals. Let's try this now. Say out loud, "Today I," and describe 3 things you actually did today. Good. Now say, "My ideal day would be," and describe 3 things you would love to do in your perfect day. Excellent. By comparing reality and imagination, you build stronger English fluency and practice both present tense and conditional forms at the same time. Another powerful technique is practicing retelling in different lengths. For example, if you watch a short video or listen to a podcast, first summarize it in 1 sentence, then in 3 sentences, and then in 5 sentences. This forces you to adjust your speaking depending on the situation. At times in real life, you need to be quick, and sometimes you need to be detailed. Let's practice now with a short story. Here's the story. Anna wanted to buy a cake. She went to the bakery, but they were sold out. She decided to bake one at home instead. First, retell in 1 sentence. Anna wanted cake, but the bakery had none, so she baked it herself. Now retell in 3 sentences. Now expand into 5 sentences. Excellent. This type of practice builds flexibility in your English fluency. It's also useful to practice hypothetical situations, things that aren't real but could be. For example, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. Or, if I were the mayor of my city, I would build more parks. Hypothetical practice is very helpful at the B2 and C1 levels because it trains you to use more complex grammar structures naturally. Let's practice this now. Repeat after me. If I could live anywhere, I would live near the ocean. Good. If I had more free time, I would study English for 3 hours a day. Excellent. If I met my favorite celebrity, I would ask them many questions. Wonderful. Practicing hypothetical sentences every day builds confidence with conditional grammar. Another great practice for fluency is explaining preferences. Instead of just saying, "I like tea," explain why and compare it. For example, I prefer tea to coffee because it makes me feel more relaxed. Coffee gives me too much energy, but tea is calming. This is more advanced than simply saying, "I like tea." Let's practice now. Answer these questions out loud. Do you prefer reading books or watching movies? Explain why. Good. Do you prefer mornings or evenings? Give your reason. Excellent. Do you prefer studying alone or with other people? Answer now. Wonderful. These preference explanations help you sound more natural in real conversations. Finally, don't forget the importance of rhythm and pauses when you speak. Fluency isn't just about speaking fast. It's about speaking clearly, with the right speed and pauses. For example, you can say, "I really enjoy learning English. because it gives me confidence and it helps me connect with people around the world. Notice how the pauses make the sentence easier to follow. You can practice this by reading short sentences and pausing naturally after each idea. Let's practice a rhythm drill together. Repeat after me with pauses. I love learning new languages because they open doors to new cultures and they help me meet amazing people. Good. Now another. Speaking English every day, even without a partner, makes me more confident and fluent. Excellent. By practicing rhythm and pauses, you will sound calm, clear, and confident in English, which is exactly what advanced fluency looks like. And remember, every time you open your mouth and speak English, you are building progress, even if no one else is listening. These solo practices, mini speeches, interviews, role plays, sensory descriptions, comparisons, retelling, hypotheticals, preferences, and rhythm drills all come together to form a powerful fluency routine. And the best part is, you can do all of them daily, anytime, without waiting for a partner. Fluency belongs to those who practice consistently. And that can be you. One of the most powerful ways to grow fluency without a partner is to build a routine around storytelling from your daily life. Storytelling is not only for entertainment, it is also a natural way to practice grammar, vocabulary, and fluency all at once. For example, you can tell the story of your morning. I woke up at 7 a.m. I made some tea and I read a few pages of a book before starting work. Simple stories like this train you to connect actions in a sequence, which is exactly what you need in real conversations. Let's try a storytelling exercise right now. Think of something you did yesterday. Say 3 to 5 sentences about it out loud. For example, yesterday I met my cousin. We went to a cafe and ordered coffee. We talked about our plans for next month. After that, we walked in the park. Now it's your turn. Speak your version of yesterday's story. Excellent. By practicing storytelling every day, you will naturally expand your speaking ability and confidence. Another excellent practice is talking about your opinions on news or social issues. At the B2 and C1 levels, conversations often include opinions about current events. You can practice this alone by reading a short article and then speaking your opinion out loud. For example, if you read about technology, you could say, I believe technology is improving our lives because it makes communication easier. However, it also creates problems like addiction to phones. Giving both positive and negative sides makes your opinions sound stronger and more advanced. Let's try an opinion practice together. Topic 1. Social media, good or bad? Give your answer out loud with reasons. Good. Topic 2. Should people work from home or in the office? Speak your opinion now. Excellent. Topic 3. Is traveling necessary for learning about other cultures? Answer out loud with an explanation. Wonderful. By practicing opinions daily, you are training yourself to sound natural and thoughtful in advanced discussions. Another solo practice you can do is describing step-by-step routines with detail. For example, describe your morning routine slowly and clearly. First, I wake up and stretch my body. Then, I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth. After that, I prepare breakfast, usually bread and tea. Finally, I sit down and check my phone before starting work. The detail makes your English stronger and forces you to use more vocabulary. Let's do this together. Describe your own morning in at least 4 steps. Say, first, I. Then, next, I. Then, after that, I. And finally, at the end, I. Excellent. You can do the same with your evening routine, your weekend plans, or even your shopping trip. The more detail you add, the better your fluency becomes. Another practice is summarizing books or shows you've experienced. For example, if you read a book, try saying, "This book is about a young man who travels to another country to study. He faces many challenges, but he learns about friendship and responsibility." Or if you watched a show, "The show was funny because the main character always gets into trouble, but in the end, everything works out." This type of summarizing forces you to use past tense and narrative skills, which are essential at advanced levels. Let's practice summarizing right now. Think of the last movie or TV show you watched. Say 3 or 4 sentences about it out loud. Excellent. Now, think of the last book or story you read. Summarize it in 2 or 3 sentences. Wonderful. With consistent practice, this will train you to speak more smoothly about entertainment and culture, which are common conversation topics. Another very effective exercise is practicing explaining how to. This means giving instructions in English. For example, explain how to cook rice. First, wash the rice. Then, boil water in a pot. Add the rice and let it cook for 15 minutes. Finally, drain the water and serve. Or explain how to use a phone app. First, open the app. Then, sign in with your email. Next, select the option you need. Finally, save your changes. Practicing instructions builds confidence and prepares you for real-life situations where you need to guide someone. Let's do a how-to practice right now. Teach me how to make tea. Say step by step what you do. Good. Now teach me how to send a message on a phone. Excellent. Now explain how to buy a bus ticket. Wonderful. This daily practice will make your English clear and structured, which is very useful in both personal and professional life. Another helpful solo practice is playing the expand and connect game with yourself. Take a very short idea and keep expanding it until it becomes a longer story. For example, start with, I went for a walk. Expand. I went for a walk in the park yesterday evening. Add more. I went for a walk in the park yesterday evening because the weather was beautiful. Connect. I went for a walk in the park yesterday evening because the weather was beautiful, and I met a neighbor who was also walking his dog. This type of expansion forces your brain to keep building language instead of stopping after one simple sentence. Let's practice now. Start with, I cooked dinner. Expand it into a longer sentence with details. Now connect it with another idea. Excellent. You can do this with any small activity, shopping, studying, resting, and train your fluency by growing short sentences into full stories. Another technique is to practice with time travel in your language. Speak about the past, the present, and the future of one situation. For example, yesterday I studied English for 1 hour. Then, today I am practicing speaking out loud. And, tomorrow I will try to learn new vocabulary. By switching tenses like this, you practice grammar and fluency naturally. Let's do one together. Yesterday, I say something in past tense now. Today, I say something in present tense. Tomorrow, I will say something in the future tense. Excellent. Daily practice with time travel makes your English flexible and smooth. Another powerful solo activity is describing emotions and feelings. Instead of just saying, I'm happy, expand with reasons and details. I'm happy today because I finished my work early and I had time to relax. Or instead of only, I'm stressed, say, I feel stressed because I have too many things to do and I don't know where to start. Practicing feelings helps you sound more expressive, natural, and advanced in English. Let's practice now. Answer these questions out loud. How do you feel today? Say it with at least 2 sentences. Good. How did you feel yesterday? Describe it now. Excellent. How do you want to feel tomorrow? Answer now. Wonderful. By speaking about emotions every day, you make your English sound more human and connected. Also, practice making suggestions in English. For example, you can say, let's go to the park, or we could try that new restaurant, or how about watching a movie tonight? Suggestions are useful in real life and easy to practice alone. Let's try it now. Repeat after me. Let's study English together. Good. We could meet at the cafe tomorrow. Excellent. How about going for a walk after dinner? Wonderful. Practicing suggestions makes your English more practical and ready for daily use. Finally, remember that consistency is the real secret to fluency. Even if you practice alone for just 10 minutes a day, that daily practice builds a strong habit. Over weeks and months, the habit creates real fluency. You don't need perfect grammar every time, and you don't need a partner for every session. What you need is your own voice, your own imagination, and the courage to keep speaking every single day. Every word you say out loud in English is a step forward. And if you keep stepping forward, fluency is guaranteed. One of the simplest but most powerful practices you can do without a partner is describe and expand. You take something around you and describe it in detail, then expand with extra information, memories, or opinions. For example, if you see a chair, you can start with, "This is my chair, it's wooden and brown." Then expand, "I bought this chair 2 years ago. It reminds me of the shop where I found it. I often sit here when I study English." Adding details forces your brain to think in English for longer, which builds fluency. You can do this with anything: a phone, a photo, a bag, a pair of shoes. Every object becomes an English lesson if you expand your description. Let's try it now. Look at something near you. Start with one simple sentence. "This is my," and name the object. Now add a color or size. Then add what you use it for. Then add a memory or opinion connected to it. Excellent. This kind of practice is always available because you are always surrounded by objects, and each one can give you new English words and sentences every day. Another very effective way to practice alone is by making lists out loud. For example, make a list of 5 things you like about your city. You can say, "I like the parks, the restaurants, the people, the shopping centers, and the transportation." Or make a list of goals. "I want to improve my speaking, learn more vocabulary, practice pronunciation, understand native speakers better, and feel confident in conversations." Listing trains your brain to speak continuously and quickly without stopping too much to think. Let's practice together. Make a list of 5 foods you like. Say them now. Good. Now make a list of 5 activities you enjoy on weekends. Speak them now. Excellent. Now make a list of 5 things you want to do in the future. Say them out loud. Wonderful. Daily list making trains your fluency and also helps you practice quick recall of vocabulary. Another strong exercise is to practice talking to future and past versions of yourself. Imagine speaking to yourself from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was younger and had different dreams. I would tell myself to study English earlier and not be afraid of mistakes. Then imagine speaking to yourself 10 years in the future. In 10 years, I will be more confident. I will have traveled to many countries. I will thank myself for practicing English every day. Talking to yourself in this way improves your ability to switch tenses and build longer, emotional sentences. Let's try this exercise now. Speak to your past self. 5 years ago, I was, and complete the sentence. Now give advice. I would tell myself to. Excellent. Now speak to your future self. In 5 years, I will. Continue with at least 2 sentences. Wonderful. This solo activity helps you practice both imagination and fluency at the same time. Another useful tool is using why questions with yourself. Every time you say something, ask yourself, why? And answer again. For example, I like reading. Why? Because it helps me relax and learn. Why? Because when I learn new things, I feel happy and more confident. This practice forces you to create longer sentences and explanations, which is exactly what you need at advanced levels. Let's do it together. Say, I want to improve my English. Now ask, why? Answer with 1 sentence. Good. Now ask, why? Again and expand. Excellent. This chain of questions and answers creates longer, more natural English speech, and it pushes you to think deeper in the language. Another way to keep speaking practice fun is to imagine you are giving advice to someone else. For example, imagine your friend asks you, how can I practice English without a partner? You can answer, I think you should speak out loud every day. You can describe your daily routine, shadow videos, and tell stories to yourself. Giving advice like this helps you practice modal verbs like should, could, and might, and also builds fluency in explaining steps. Let's practice giving advice now. Question 1. My friend feels nervous speaking English. What should I tell them? Answer now with at least 2 sentences. Good. Question 2. Someone doesn't know how to start practicing English. What advice can you give? Answer out loud. Excellent. By pretending to give advice, you become both the student and the teacher. And teaching always strengthens your own fluency. Another great solo practice is imagining yourself as a tour guide. Pretend you are showing someone your city, your school, or even your home, and explain everything in English. For example, welcome to my city, this is the main square. On the left, you can see the old church. On the right, there are many shops and cafes. This street is very famous for its food. By pretending to be a guide, you practice using descriptive language, directions, and cultural vocabulary. Let's try a mini tour guide practice. Pretend you are showing me around your neighborhood. Say, this is my street. Over there you can see a small shop. Next to it, there is a bakery. Across the street, there is a park where children play. Excellent! This kind of practice is fun, creative, and useful for real-life speaking situations. It's also very important to practice asking questions, not just answering them. Many learners are comfortable answering, but hesitate when asking. you can practice by pretending to interview someone. For example, what do you usually do on weekends? How did you learn English? What's your favorite book? By practicing questions daily, you'll feel natural when you need to start conversations in real life. Let's do a question drill now. Repeat after me. Where do you usually go shopping? Done good. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Excellent. When was the last time you traveled? Wonderful. Practicing questions every day will help you feel more confident in real conversations, because asking is just as important as answering. Another advanced skill to practice is paraphrasing, saying the same idea in different words. For example, I'm tired. You can also say, I feel exhausted, or I don't have much energy, or I need some rest. This flexibility is very important when you don't know a word or when you want to sound more natural. You can practice by choosing a simple sentence and finding 3 or 4 other ways to say it. Let's try it together. Original sentence. I like learning English. Now say, I enjoy studying English. Next, I love practicing English every day. Another, studying English makes me happy. Excellent. Practicing paraphrasing will give you confidence, because even if you forget one word, you can explain yourself in another way. Another useful solo activity is role-playing emergency situations. For example, imagine you need to call for help. Excuse me, I need a doctor. I don't feel well. Or imagine you lost your passport. I lost my passport. Can you please help me find the police station? These situations may not happen every day, but being ready for them makes you more confident in all kinds of conversations. Let's practice a quick emergency role play now. Repeat after me. Excuse me, I need to see a doctor. Good. I lost my bag. Can you help me? Excellent. There's a problem with my ticket. What should I do? Wonderful. By preparing for these difficult moments, you make your fluency strong in both normal and stressful situations. Finally, remember that practicing English without a partner is not only possible, it is powerful, because it means you can practice anytime, anywhere in your own style. You are free to make mistakes, repeat sentences, play with words, and build confidence at your own pace. Every exercise, describing, expanding, listing, giving advice, tour guiding, paraphrasing, role-playing, is like a small brick, and every brick builds the house of your fluency. If you keep adding these bricks daily, your English house will become strong, tall, and unshakable. Fluency is not built in one day. It's built in small steps, every day. And each time you speak out loud, you are taking one more step forward. When you practice English every day without a partner, one of the best skills to focus on is fluency in transitions, moving smoothly from one topic to another. Many learners get stuck after finishing one thought, but fluency means being able to continue. For example, you might say, I really enjoy cooking. Speaking of food, I also love going to restaurants. By the way, last week I tried a new cafe near my house. Do you notice how one idea flows into the next? Practicing transitions keeps conversations alive, even if you're practicing them alone. Let's try a transition exercise now. Start with, I like reading books. Now connect. Speaking of books, I also enjoy watching movies based on stories. Continue. By the way, my favorite movie is... Excellent. Practicing like this daily will make your English sound smooth and natural, just like real conversation. Another excellent practice is role-playing phone calls. Many learners feel nervous talking on the phone because there are no facial expressions to help. But you can practice this alone easily. Pretend you are calling a friend. Hi, it's me. How are you today? Pretend you are calling a store. Hello, do you have these shoes in stock? Pretend you are calling an office. Good morning. I'd like to make an appointment, please. These role plays build confidence for real phone calls in English. Let's do a short phone practice together. Repeat after me. Hello, can I speak to Mr. Smith, please? Good. Yes, I'd like to confirm my appointment for tomorrow. Excellent. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Wonderful. With practice like this, real phone conversations will feel much easier. Another solo activity you can use daily is the memory chain game. This is when you take one sentence and keep adding more details step by step. For example, I went to the park. I went to the park yesterday. I went to the park yesterday with my friend. I went to the park yesterday with my friend and we played football. I went to the park yesterday with my friend and we played football for 2 hours before getting ice cream. This activity builds fluency by forcing you to extend your sentences naturally. Let's play the memory chain together. Start with, I had breakfast. Now expand. I had breakfast this morning. Add, I had breakfast this morning with my sister. Add again. I had breakfast this morning with my sister, and we talked about our weekend. Add more. I had breakfast this morning with my sister, and we talked about our weekend while eating pancakes. Excellent. The memory chain is a simple but powerful way to stretch your fluency without needing anyone else. Another very helpful exercise is to practice polite expressions. Advanced fluency is not only about grammar, it's also about politeness and tone. For example, instead of only saying, I want water, you can say, could I have a glass of water, please? Or instead of, give me the menu, say, could you please show me the menu? Practicing polite English every day will make you sound more natural and respectful in conversations. Let's practice polite requests now. Repeat after me. Could you please help me with this? Good. Would you mind explaining that again? Excellent. I'd really appreciate it if you could send me the details. Wonderful. Politeness makes a huge difference in how people respond to you, and it's something you can practice easily on your own. Another area to focus on is fluency with telling stories in the past. Many learners struggle to keep their verbs consistent, but practicing alone helps. Choose a memory and tell it fully in the past tense. For example, last weekend, I went to the market. I bought some vegetables and fruit. I met an old friend there and we talked for a while. After that, I went home and cooked dinner. Practicing like this every day strengthens your control of past tense grammar and your storytelling fluency. Let's do a short past tense story together. Repeat after me. Yesterday I walked to the park. Good. I saw many people jogging and walking their dogs. Excellent. I sat on a bench and listened to music for 30 minutes. Wonderful. Now tell your own short story about yesterday in 3 or 4 sentences. Excellent. The more you practice stories in the past, the smoother your English will become. Another useful practice is describing habits using the present simple. For example, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. I often eat bread and tea for breakfast. I always study English in the evening. These habit sentences are very common in conversations, and practicing them helps you sound more natural. Let's try together. Say, I usually, and add your morning habit. Now say, I often, and add something you do in the afternoon. Now say, I always, and add something you do every evening. Excellent. Practicing habits makes your daily conversation more natural and fluent. Also, practice the future with going to and will. For example, tomorrow I'm going to visit my cousin, or next week I will start a new project. Switching between going to and will makes your future tense stronger and more flexible. Let's practice now. Say, tomorrow I'm going to, and add something you plan to do. Now say, next year I will, and add something you want to achieve. Excellent. Daily practice with future tense keeps your English sharp and confident. Another advanced skill you can practice alone is speculation, talking about what you think might be true. For example, she must be tired because she worked all day, or he might be at the gym right now, or they could be studying for their exam. These sentences use modal verbs which are very common in real English. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. It might rain later. Good. She must be busy right now. Excellent. They could be watching TV at the moment. Wonderful. Practicing speculation helps you sound more natural and advanced. Don't forget to practice expressing preferences and comparisons in more detail. For example, I prefer tea to coffee because it helps me relax. Or, I like cities more than small towns because there are more things to do. Or, I think summer is better than winter because I enjoy warm weather. Let's practice now. Say, I prefer, and complete the sentence. Good. Now say, I like more than, and add your comparison. Excellent. Now say, I think is better than, and finish with your reason. Wonderful. This practice helps you explain choices and opinions fluently. Finally, always remember that fluency is not about perfection. It's about building the confidence to keep speaking without stopping. Mistakes will happen, but mistakes are a sign of progress. The more you practice out loud, the more natural you will sound. Every small exercise, transitions, phone calls, memory chains, polite requests, past stories, daily habits, future plans, speculation, and preferences adds to your fluency. Speaking English daily, even without a partner, gives you the strength to think quickly, respond naturally, and express yourself clearly. And if you continue practicing consistently, your fluency will grow stronger every single day. When you practice English without a partner, it's also important to focus on speaking with confidence, not just words. Confidence comes from preparation, repetition, and practice. The more you speak out loud every day, the less nervous you will feel when you finally speak with real people. Think of English like playing an instrument. The more you practice alone, the easier it becomes to perform in public. Every time you speak alone, you are building your confidence step by step. One way to strengthen confidence is by practicing introductions. Introductions are very common in English conversations, and they set the tone. For example, hello, my name is Mia. I'm learning English every day, and I enjoy practicing on my own. Or, hi, I'm Mia. Nice to meet you. I'm from Pakistan, and I work in education. Practice different versions of introducing yourself daily until it feels natural. This way, when you meet someone new, you won't hesitate. Your introduction will flow easily. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Hello, my name is Mia. I'm happy to meet you. Good. Hi, I'm Mia. I've been learning English for a few years. Excellent. Hello, I'm Mia. I enjoy reading, cooking, and traveling. Wonderful. These small practices make a big difference when you start real conversations. Another advanced solo practice is to role-play conversations in professional or academic settings. For example, if you imagine you are in a meeting, you can say, I'd like to share my opinion about this project. I think we should focus more on the customer's needs. Or in a classroom, you might say, excuse me, could you explain that concept again? I didn't understand it fully. These role plays prepare you for moments when you need to sound professional and confident in English. Let's do a practice now. Pretend you are in a meeting. Repeat after me. I believe we can finish this task if we work together. Good. I'd like to suggest a new idea for improving our results. Excellent. Could we take a short break before continuing? Wonderful. Practicing like this ensures you are ready for important professional conversations when they really happen. Another excellent way to build fluency is to practice explaining opinions with examples. Many learners stop at saying, "I think it's important," but advanced speakers add an example. For example, "I think exercise is important because it keeps us healthy." For example, "I go for a walk every morning and it gives me energy for the day." Adding examples makes your English richer and more persuasive. Let's practice now. Answer this question. Why do you think learning English is useful? Give your opinion and add one example from your life. Good. Another question. Why is it important to eat healthy food? Answer with your opinion and one example. Excellent. Practicing opinions with examples every day will make your English sound strong and advanced. Another powerful solo exercise is practicing small talk in different contexts. For example, at work. How was your weekend? At a party. This place is nice, isn't it? At a bus stop. The bus is late today, right? These short sentences are simple but very useful in daily life. Practicing them makes you more confident in starting conversations with strangers or acquaintances. Let's try a small talk drill now. Repeat after me. It's such a nice day today. Good. Have you been to this place before? Excellent. I like your jacket. Where did you get it? Wonderful. Practicing small talk daily prepares you for real conversations with new people, and it helps you build connections naturally. It's also important to practice giving short speeches about topics you care about. These don't need to be long, but they should have a clear beginning, middle, and end. For example, I want to talk about reading. Reading is one of my favorite hobbies. It helps me relax, and I learn something new every time. That's why I read almost every day. Practicing small speeches like this improves your ability to organize ideas and express them clearly. You can choose a new topic every day, like sports, technology, travel, or hobbies. Let's try now. Give a short speech on the topic. My favorite season. Start with, I want to talk about my favorite season. Then give 2 or 3 reasons why. And finish with, that's why I like this season the most. Excellent. If you practice small speeches like this every day, your fluency will grow very quickly. Another advanced skill is practicing storytelling with emotions. Instead of telling a story in a flat voice, add feeling. For example, instead of saying, I lost my keys yesterday, say, I lost my keys yesterday, and I was so frustrated because I was in a hurry. Or instead of, I saw my friend, say, I saw my best friend yesterday, and I was so excited because we hadn't met in a long time. Practicing emotions will make your English more interesting and natural. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I was so happy when I finished my exam successfully. Good. I was really nervous before giving a presentation. Excellent. I was very excited to see my family after a long time. Wonderful. Practicing like this every day will help you communicate not only words but also feelings. And that is true fluency. Another useful solo activity is the teach-back method. After you learn something new, pretend you are teaching it to someone else. For example, if you learned a new grammar point, explain it out loud. Today, I learned the difference between will and going to. Will is used for decisions made at the moment, while going to is used for planned actions. Teaching like this helps you check your understanding and builds your fluency at the same time. Let's practice a teach back right now. Choose something simple you know well. Maybe how to cook a dish, how to use your phone, or how to study English, and explain it to me as if you are teaching. Speak for at least 3 or 4 sentences. Excellent. Teaching is one of the best ways to learn, and it will make your English stronger every day. Finally, remember that fluency is not built in one day or one week. It is built by showing up every single day and speaking out loud, even if only for a few minutes. You don't need a partner to become fluent. You only need consistency, imagination, and the courage to use your own voice. Every exercise you've practiced in this video, storytelling, opinions, role plays, questions, examples, small talk, short speeches, emotional storytelling, and teaching, gives you one more piece of fluency. If you continue to practice daily, you will discover that your English becomes smoother, faster, and more confident over time. So, let me leave you with one final practice before we finish. Say out loud, I can practice English every day. Now say, I don't need a partner to improve my fluency. Excellent. Finally, say, I am becoming more fluent in English every single day. Wonderful. Keep these sentences in your heart and repeat them whenever you feel uncertain, because they are true. You are already improving, and with daily practice, you will achieve the fluency you dream of. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this lesson, remember to stay consistent, keep speaking every day, and never stop believing in yourself. And if you'd like to keep learning together, make sure to subscribe and join me again for more English practice. Until next time, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep growing. You are on your way to real English fluency.